Interesting sequence of events today. I can't say I'm altogether surprised, being the vibration that I've been carrying with me recently. But obviously, I'm up in London at the moment, and I'm up staying at a friend's house. Obviously, she's very kindly let me have the run of her place while she's away in Manchester. And the reason I'm up here is to see a group of my friends, my fellow Mavericks, and we're going to go out. We were going to go out in London tonight, this afternoon actually, and tonight, and catch up and have a really good chat. And so that's the reason why I'm here, basically. I was supposed to be there at 2, and as you can see, I'm actually still in the house. And the reason for that is because I had some issues getting to London, let's say, and so I set off this morning to go to the station, which is fairly close to here. It's about a 50-minute drive. Well, let's just start from the beginning. So I went to buy my tickets at home. I bought my tickets and there was a change on there, like a bus trip from the station here in Cobham to Surbiton. So in the end, I decided, instead of taking the bus, that it might be a good idea to actually drive to Surbiton, to the station, and park the car on somewhere else, maybe on one of the side streets for a pay and display car park. So that was the general idea. That was what I was going to do. And so I went to drive to Surbiton. I just completely messed up my timings, really. I thought I had enough time to get there. I gave myself 30 minutes. But I didn't compensate for the amount of traffic that was going to be on the roads. And the traffic was horrendous. It took me almost 40 minutes to get to Surbiton. And by the time I got there, I was literally about 5 minutes away from the train actually leaving the station, and I still hadn't found anywhere to park. I'd only just found the station, and so a number of things went wrong. I couldn't. I took the wrong entrance, and then I was trying to find a parking space and couldn't find a parking space, and I was trying to find the pay and display car park, couldn't find that either, and I wasn't really that comfortable with leaving my car in a pay and display car park for until God knows what hour. So in the end, I ended up driving back to Cobham, which took another 20 to 30 minutes. By that time, the roads had started to clear a bit. And so I drove back to Cobham, and I thought, right, well, let's see if we can find another alternative. Let's see if we can, maybe find the bus again, and take a bus to Surbiton. And so that's what I did. So all the bus times were kind of like funny hours, and I'd managed to miss the last bus for at least a couple of hours to Surbiton station, and they really weren't that frequent. I wasn't altogether sure whether the bus was going to actually going to be able to take me back, so I thought, let's do Uber. So I thought we'll go on to do Uber. So I went on, signed up for an account, had a look at Uber, and found that the cost of the actual fare was so bloody extortionate that it wasn't really worth doing it, in a sense, and I added up the total cost of everything and how much it cost me and what I budgeted for the weekend. So I budgeted a fair amount of money for the weekend, because I thought, well, I want to have enough money to go up, have a couple of drinks, maybe buy my friends a couple of drinks here and there, and so I wanted enough for that. So I totted all this stuff up, the cost, because all the money that I'd saved for this particular trip, it was my petrol money was coming out of this, and all that, those sorts of costs. And I figured out the cost of everything after I'd spent the money on another ticket, because obviously I'd missed the train, so I had no ticket. I would have been able to return, but I wouldn't have had a ticket to Waterloo Station in London. So I figured out all the costs, and in the end found that I had absolutely no money left to spend on anything. So that was kind of disappointing, and was one of the biggest issues for me, actually decided not to go in the end because I thought, well, what's the point in going out if I've got no money to spend? Well, I could have gone out, but it's just a pain in the ass. So anyway, so that happened, but it wasn't totally about that. It was more about the fact that I had this energy, this vibration going on. I was grumpy. I'd had all this stuff kind of like it was getting on top of me. I was starting to get frustrated, and it's just like an old pattern that always used to occur. And maybe in some respects, if I was to mention this right now, you could say we've just given into the old pattern. But I don't choose to see it like that. What I choose to see it as is I had a strong vibration going on, and whilst in a sense that probably could have been changed with a great deal of effort, because I'd been going in the wrong direction, but sometimes it's just easier and better for you to stop in your tracks, to go, right, this vibration here is strong. There's no way that I'm going to defeat this vibration in this moment. Because what I could feel was going on was that I was continually going and going and going, and that vibration was still going on because in some ways I wasn't tackling it. But at the same time, the more I was kind of trying to put into this, the stronger that vibration became. So without knowing it, I was putting more into the resistance vibration. I was putting more into it, and I was becoming more and more frustrated. And I thought, if I head out now and I continue to go on the same route that I'm going, I'm going to end up with a situation where I'm going to be in more trouble because I am not ready to do this yet. So have I got enough time to do the work? Have I got enough time to do the internal work, the energy work? Most likely not. And I really didn't. And so I had this energy going on, and I just, sometimes these energies you just can't see a way through, and you are, in a sense, better just letting go of the whole thing and going, right, that's it. Now I'm too far into this vibration, and I need to step back, and I need to do what I need to do. And what was right for me to do at that time, or this time, is to step back from the vibration, because the more I step back from what I was trying to do, which was going to London, regardless of this thing, regardless of it, I was working against it. And whilst I was in that working against vibration, I was never going to get any solution anyway. And so that's fair, I'm upset about this, obviously, because I wanted to see my friends, but with that in mind, this is where I'm at right now. So I'm currently sat here in the house. I'm going to do some other stuff. I've got some other things that I want to do as well. So the important point is that before, if something like this had happened and I had decided not to go, I would have gone, this is a write-off, and I would have continued to beat myself up about this. But I'm not choosing to do that anymore. I'm not choosing to go, this is a write-off, because it's not a write-off. Because essentially, I've learned something new from this. I've learned something about my own vibration. There's also things that are happening to me in my work environment which are also adding to this issue, and this is the reason why I'm in this current state. So I'm not choosing to make this a write-off, because it's not a write-off, and if I'm supposed to be there, I'm supposed to be there, and I'm not obviously supposed to be there, otherwise I would be there. And another thing to remember is that life is full of opportunities and full of experiences, and there is always another opportunity for an experience to happen like this again, and it will happen again. So it's not so much, I don't think, it's kind of an odd experience, but that's the way I see it. And I think I'm going to end the video here because it's been almost 10 minutes long. But the point is that the main point that I want to make here is that there is an advantage to every single situation. No matter which way you look at it, it doesn't matter how bad that situation is. And don't get me wrong, my situation is not bad under any circumstances. It could have been a hell of a lot worse, but it doesn't matter how bad that situation is, you can always find something of a positive about that situation. There will always be something good that can come out of it. You just have to change, you just have to work gradually on changing your point of focus to focus on more on the positives rather than the negatives. So I hope you've enjoyed the video today, guys, and I will speak to you very soon. And you all have a very good Saturday night. And to my friends out there who are in London, do enjoy yourself, and I look forward to the next time we'll see each other.